What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. These 7-star Serperior raids are set to start this weekend, so today I'll be going over some counters that you might want to bring in order to take them down. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So per usual, before we hop into the actual counters, let's take a peek at what exactly we might be going up against once we do hop into these raids. So per usual, it is going to be a level 100 Pokemon, as this is a 7-star Tera raid, and it is normally a pure grass type Pokemon, and for the purposes of this raid, it will still be a pure grass type Pokemon as it will have the grass Tera type. I guess they weren't feeling as adventurous as they usually do with the Teras. For its ability, since most of the other 7-stars have had their hidden abilities, it will most likely have its ability contrary, which means that if it raises its stats, it's actually going to have the opposite effect and it's going to lower them. And if it gets its stats lowered, it's actually going to raise its stats instead. So it literally does like the opposite of what you would expect it to do. As for its stats, it does have an HP stat of 75, an attack stat of 75, a defense stat of 95, a special attack stat of 75, a special defense stat of 95, and a speed of 113. So a little speedy guy here. Moveset wise, I feel like they're definitely going to focus on some of the better grass type attacks that it gets, like Leaf Storm, which is a base power of 130, and it lowers special attack by 2 stages. However, if it has contrary, it's actually going to have the opposite effect and is going to raise its special attack instead. For coverage, I can see them putting something like Iron Tail on there, and it does also have the added bonus of having a chance to lower your target's defense by 1 stage, which means your defense by 1 stage. I can also see them putting something like Leaf Blade on there, since it does have a high critical hit ratio, and once again, maybe something for coverage like Dragon Pulse. For its bonus moveset, I can definitely see them putting some type of status move on there like Glare, which paralyzes your opponent. Maybe something like Light Screen or Reflect to keep itself safe from physical and special attacks. Or even something more annoying like Gastro Acid, which actually nullifies your ability. But now that we have a bit of an idea of what we might be going up against in the raids, let's go ahead and hop into the actual counters. So per usual, I do have 2 different options for attack Pokemon and 2 different options for support Pokemon so that everybody has a Pokemon they can use. For the attackers, I do have 1 physical attacker and 1 special attacker, since as you saw based on its stats, its physical defense and its special defense are literally exactly the same, so technically you could hit it on either side. And I also think it's cute that they just happen to be twins, basically, fraternal twins, because they are version exclusives of the same Pokemon, just different evolutionary items that make them look different. But anyway, I digress. Starting off with our physical attacker, we have Cerulege. You of course want your Cerulege to be level 100, and Cerulege is normally a fire and ghost type Pokemon, and for this raid you are going to want it to have the fire Tera type. For its held item, you're going to want to go ahead and have it hold the charcoal item, which does boost the power of fire type attacks. Its ability is Flash Fire, which means that if it does get hit by any fire type attacks, it's actually going to boost the power of any of its fire type moves instead of it taking any damage from it. And for its EV spread, it is going to be full HP and full attack with an adamant nature. Moveset wise, you are going to want to go ahead and go with Clear Smog, Bitter Blade, Sword Dance, and Flame Charge. Clear Smog is going to let you just nullify any of those boosts that Serperior may get. Bitter Blade is going to be one of your hardest hitting fire type attacks, and it also gives you heals. Sword Dance is of course going to be there to help you raise your attack, and then Flame Charge does damage as well as increases your speed. However, if you're not able to get your own Cerulege because you're a Scarlet player, for example, then you can always go with its twin, Armarouge. Armarouge is going to be level 100 as well and is normally a fire and psychic type Pokemon, but for this raid, you also want it to be a fire Tera type. For its held item, you do want it holding the Life Orb, which is going to boost the amount of damage that it does when it uses a damage dealing move. However, it does have the slight drawback of you taking a little bit of HP chip every time. So this is probably going to be more of a group strategy Pokemon versus Cerulege, which is definitely a better option if you're trying to solo the raid. However, that video will come later. It does have the same ability, which is Flash Fire, and for its EV spread for Armarouge, since it is a special attacker, it is going to be full HP and full special attack with a special attack boosting nature. As for its moveset, you are going to want to go ahead and give it Armor Cannon, Calm Mind, Acid Spray, and Lava Plume. Armor Cannon is going to be your hard-hitting fire type move. Calm Mind is there to help you raise your special attack. Acid Spray is going to lower Serperior's special defense, and Lava Plume is another option that you have for hard-hitting fire type moves. Of course, like I mentioned, I do have some support Pokemon options, so you can always go with good old reliable Umbreon, level 100, pure dark type Pokemon, and once again, like I always say in these videos, just ignore the support Pokemon's Tera types because you don't typically Tera them. For its held item, you are going to want to give it a Citrus Berry so that you can get some HP recovery. Its ability is going to be Synchronized, which means that if it gets hit by a status move, it's going to actually make it so that Serperior gets the exact same status. And its EV spread is going to be full HP and full special defense with a special defense boosting nature. As for its moveset, you are going to want to go ahead and give it Fake Tears, Skill Swap, Snarl, and Helping Hand. Fake Tears is going to lower Serperior's special defense. Skill Swap is actually kind of cool because you can actually take away Serperior's contrary ability, which means that if it does use something like Leaf Storm, it won't actually get the special attack boost. It'll just continue to lower its own special attack. Snarl is going to lower special attack as well, and then Helping Hand is there to help set up your attacker. And if you don't want to go with Umbreon, you can always go with another very reliable Pokemon, which is Corviknight. Level 100, of course, it's normally a flying and steel type Pokemon, ignore its Tera type, and you're also going to want it to hold the Citrus Berry item for HP recovery. Its ability is Mirror Armor, which means that if it gets its own stats lowered, it actually mirrors those stat drops to its opponent. And its EV spread is also going to be full HP and full special defense with a special defense boosting nature. As for its moveset, you are going to want to go ahead and go with Fake Tears, Taunt, Drill Peck, and Light Screen. Fake Tears, once again, is going to lower Serperior's special defense. Taunt is going to be there to stop it from using any type of status, whether that's setting up for itself or using something like Light Screen. Drill Peck is there as an option to attack it, and Light Screen is there to help you take any of its special attacks a lot better. But there you have it. Those are a couple of options that you might want to bring in order to take down the Serperior raids. Leave a comment down below with what you are thinking about using, as like I always say, I'm sure people would love other options. But that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, I kindly suggest that you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you were already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.